Welcome to the 218th episode of the So Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today we are recording on February 3rd, 2021. My name is Brad Galloway. I am the editor of GameCritics.com, and 50% of this here show with me is the man who is fully engaged in the next generation, Carlos Rodella.
Cha-choom. I have Xbox. I have PlayStation 5. I am ready and fully charged.
You are integrated. You are in the Matrix. You took all the red and the blue pill. You took everything, and you are good to go. You are online. You got that little, internet jack on the back of your neck. You don't even need your consoles anymore. You're just jacking yourself in.
Which sounds bad.
Sounds bad, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm actually playing Xbox and PlayStation right now, like at the same time as we're doing
at
the podcast.
This moment. Yes, yeah. I got it. I saw the bandwidth drop when we got on the podcast.
Nice.
So here we are, folks. It's another show. It's me. It's Carlos. We're back. A bunch of games to talk about as usual, and also as usual, we're going to kick it off with Keeping the House with Carlos. We've got a couple of things to talk about. Carlos, what would you like to lead off with today?
Well, I'm going to lead off with a special drink that I'm about to pop open. Let's see if I can get that sound on the podcast.
Nice crisp sound there.
So this is the brand new Coca-Cola with coffee.
Oh, is it really? What do they call it? Is it Coke Black or something, or what do they call it?
No, they just call it Coca-Cola with coffee. Like, that's the name of it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Some PR dude got paid to come up with that title. I could have done that.
I know. Imagine that pitch meeting. Okay, guys, listen. It's Coke. But it also has coffee. What about Coca-Cola with coffee? I like it. You're hired. You're fired. Get him out of here.
Give this man a promotion.
Yeah.
Get out the cigars.
So I think I've did it. I had one before, but I only just sipped it. So this is like the full real thing. So here we go.
I want to try that, dude, because I drink coffee with cola all the time. In fact, that was the name of my blog when I was doing just blogging a while ago.
Are you joking now, or is this real?
No, I'm literally not joking. It was called Drinking Coffee Cola. That's the name of my blog. It's still there. You can go see it.
Wow, how weird. We have to do a lot of things that we don't plan, and then all of a sudden come together perfectly in the show. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's a little sweet, obviously, because Coke is sweet. Now, this is not Mexican Coke, which is better, which is the one with cane sugar. This is the, over the top
high fructose corn sugar syrup thing.
So I think that's the problem. If the same flavor was with the Mexican Coke, I'd probably be in love with it. But it's a little sweet for me, but you definitely get Coke in the front end and then coffee, oh geez, pun intended, in the back end. Wow. That is perfect.
Biology lesson here on the So Video Games podcast.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's weird it's coming back because this drink has tried to come to America and be successful several times. There's been many different iterations of Coke plus coffee or Cola plus coffee. None of them ever stick around very long, and I think honestly it's kind of an acquired taste. I do make my own coffee cola. I take just a regular Coke, small size, one of those teeny tiny little baby cans, and then I put in some instant coffee directly into it. It's pretty strong, dude, and I gotta say there's a weird chemical reaction that happens. The very first time I made it, I didn't know this was going to happen, but when you mix those two things together, it turns into this volcano explosion of foam, and if you're not ready for it, it makes a huge fucking mess all over your fucking kitchen. It was ridiculous. I wish I'd filmed it. But ever since then, I'm very careful about when I make it. I get it in a really big glass, and there's a lid and stuff, so it's all fine. But
oh my
if you're going to do that at home, be careful.
How weird that I picked this, and I had no idea you did that, actually. I thought that was just a joke. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, it's pretty good. You don't have to do the trouble of doing the volcano at home, and you can go buy these in the store. There's a caramel one as well, I heard, which I think I might actually like. And I maybe just a vanilla or normal one, but this is the premium blend, so it's a darker blend.
Interesting.
It's really yummy. I'm going to be drinking this whole podcast.
Well, that's good timing because we're actually going to be getting our grocery order together. We're still doing curbside. Probably will be doing curbside for the rest of my life. But I'm going to put that on my list tonight. I'm going to see if they have some Coke with coffee. I don't know how I'm going to ever remember that name, but I'm going to try to write it down.
I know.
And hopefully remember that by the time I order my groceries. But we'll see. I'll be able to give it a shot.
All right. Well, I'm drinking that. And then I have two other pieces of housekeeping. So the first one is PlayStation released their wrap-up, which I love when they do this. Every year they go, hey, we're going to give you some stats on how many games you played and what you played. And I love it. You know about this, right?
Yeah, they usually email, and I didn't get an email, but you mentioned it to me, and now that I'm looking at Twitter, I see that some people had just gone and got it. Why would they not email that? I mean, did they not have an email function? That seems like a pretty basic thing, but I'm looking at it on my PC. Do you have it up on your PC?
I do, and to your point, yeah, last year I did get emailed, and I was like really excited. And this year, my buddy Ray had it his, and he posted it and tweeted it, and I was like, oh wait, where is it? So I had to go to the website, and yeah. So now we logged in, and I thought we'd just look at maybe the top games we played, and maybe it's like how many hours. Each
Yeah,
of
let's
us
scroll.
played.
There's nothing but numbers here. Let's go ahead. You want to just start at the top and like just kind of work our way down?
Yeah, let's just look at the big numbers. So I'll start us off. Number of games played in 2020 for Carlos Rodella.
Mm-hmm.
Should we guess?
Go ahead.
No,
I'm gonna guess 50.
Okay, good. Yeah, we have to guess for each other. So 119.
Wow,
Shit.
that's nuts, dude. That is nuts.
And now this is just the PlayStation. I do play.
Yeah, this is just PS4 and then maybe a little tiny bit of PS5, right?
Yeah. Okay, so what's yours? I'm gonna guess yours is because you guessed 50. I'm gonna guess. Oh, but you play a lot for the podcast. I'll say 60.
110. So I'm surprised that you beat me, dude, because I feel like I play but actually that actually makes sense now that I think about it, because you are Mr. Comb, the PSN store, and you're actually buying a lot more stuff on there. And if there's like a Switch version, I usually swing Switch, so that probably explains why I'm getting like those numbers transferred over there. So I guess it makes sense.
That makes sense.
That's a lot of games.
We both play a lot of games. Yeah, between both of us, a couple hundred games.
That is a lot of games.
So our top games. My top games are. Do you want to? This one's hard to guess. Probably.
I'm not going to guess. Let's just read them off.
My top games. First game is Cyberpunk.
How many hours?
82 hours.
How many?
82.
82. Okay.
I'm at probably 95 right now, though. So, Genshin Impact got me at 67 hours because for a while there, I was living in that Genshin Impact world.
Yeah.
And this one surprised me. My third really surprised me. Final Fantasy VII Remake at 59 hours.
Interesting.
Because the story took a while, and I remember just doing like tons of side stuff. So I really got lost in Final Fantasy.
Huh. All right, I'll give you my top three. Number one, Fortnite. It's always my number one.
Yeah.
Always my number one, because I play it with my son every day. My wife is playing it every day now. So we get at least 1 hour in a day, basically, because we're doing the dailies. I logged 191 hours of Fortnite last year.
Jeez Louise.
Second top game was a game that I love, and I'm going to come back to real soon, Neo 2. 171 hours of Neo 2.
That's a lot for that game.
Almost 200 hours on Neo 2. I love Neo 2. Neo 2 is great. And third, No Man's Sky, coming from behind. No Man's Sky, 83 hours.
Wow, that's nice. That warms my heart that No Man's Sky, because listeners of the show know that you had such a hard time with that game for so long. But to come back to it and then spend 83 hours, that's pretty cool.
I think I quit. I started and quit it like at least 3 or 4 times, and it wasn't until that very last time that it was enough to kind of hook me. But yeah, 83 hours, that's a pretty respectable chunk of time.
Real quick, top genre and top genre hours. Mine is RPG at 269.
Wow, I got action adventure at 293.
All right. This is the big one. This is the one I really wanted to talk about. Let's see where we land here. We will guess for each other. Total hours of gameplay in 2020, the year that we all basically stayed inside and did nothing. This makes sense.
I'm going to guess for you 1,400.
Oh, wow. We're really up there. I guess now I don't feel special. 1184.
Oh, man. Okay. I overestimated a little bit because I know that you're Mr. PlayStation a lot more than I am. So that was okay. Not too bad. I wasn't way far off.
It still seems like a lot.
What do you guess for me?
So you're more Switch. So I'm going to say 800.
Oh, you did better than I did. 921. Ooh. So you're only like 100 off. Very close.
I win the podcast.
You win that part of the podcast. Yes.
Is there anything else interesting here? Hours played locally, no one cares.
No, I do kind of care about that one. I think that's interesting. How many hours you played locally as opposed to online?
Yeah. Well, we know the difference here between you and I.
It's gonna be you're like at least 95% locally. Am I correct?
97% locally, 3% online.
I am at 96% locally. That makes perfect sense to me because the only thing I do online is Fortnite, and that's the only thing. So.
Okay, one more maybe? Days played in 2020, 260 days. I don't know. I guess
260 days. I had. I don't know if I. Oh, yeah, 305 for me, 305.
Evenings on top day of the week that you played games. Now, remember, most of this time I wasn't just freelancing and doing like content like I am now. So most of the time I had like job
for a
daytime.
while. Yeah.
So my lowest day that I played games was Wednesday.
Same.
Was it?
Yeah.
And then Saturday was the day I played the games most.
For me, it was Thursday by quite a large margin. There's something about Thursday nights.
Oh, interesting.
I would never have guessed that, but yeah, it's on there. Let's real quickly. I'm going to go back a little bit. For me, how many hours did you play in VR? For me, guess for me and guess for you. I'll guess for you. Is that stat there on your page?
Oh, it's not even on my page because I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have
my
that?
system right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For me, it's a big fat fucking goose egg 0. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else here?
Well, there's one more thing at the bottom. I just thought it'd be interesting is because I'm a PS5 owner, it says, "Congratulations, you have entered into the new future of gaming and got a PS5." And then it gives me PS5 stats, and it says my top PS5 game is Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 95 hours.
I must have missed that cutoff because I do have a PS5 now, and I do not have the PS5 info. This must have been wrapped up before I got my PS5.
Ooh, pun intended. Okay, well, that's it. Just some info onto our lives, our gaming lives for our listeners.
Interesting stuff. I always love stats. Stats are great.
Stats are great. One more stat is that I have a +1 future gaming console at my house.
Yeah, this is why I called you fully engaged. A little bit of an allusion to what we were about to get to here. I knew this ahead of time. So tell us, sir.
I have an Xbox Series X.
I do too.
I know, we both do. So how much have you used yours?
Pretty fair amount. I mean, I set it up, got it running. I downloaded a bunch of stuff. I played actually a lot of it today, and I think I played a little bit earlier. But I think so far I'm playing more on the PS5 only because I am trying to finish Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I got my save transferred from PS4 to 5. So if not for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it would have been like 80% Xbox X and 20% PS5.
Yeah. Well, I definitely was excited to just, get it early because it was supposed to be February 15th. I was getting mine.
I was surprised you got it so soon.
Yeah, and I went downstairs to go get, I thought I was getting like new shoes that I'd ordered, and it was like, this box is much bigger than shoes. And much heavier. Oh, wait, I think it might be my Xbox. So it's pretty exciting. And it came with a blue controller that I think I talked about. I got a bundle because I had to, but the blue controller is really cool. Like, it's a really cool one. The first thing, though, I realized that's, I guess, I don't want to say sucked, but was weird, is that I had to put batteries in my controller.
Yeah,
and I was like,
they stuck with batteries.
I don't want to do this. Where's the charging thing? And so I have to go obviously buy some more stuff, which is, a battery pack. So that was kind of weird. Secondly, when I turned on my Xbox with holding down the controller, it's still doing this, and maybe you can help me. It's turning on my PS5.
What?
Yeah, and because it was hilarious, because it's almost like the PS5 was like, hey, Carlos, hold on. You remember me? Like, you've been playing me for a while here. So, like,
are you serious? You're saying your blue Xbox X controller turns on your PS5?
My regular Xbox controller. My regular one. I didn't even use my blue one yet.
So, why are you not using that?
I mean, it's cool as hell, and I might soon. But I was just using the one that came with, just, get the feel of it and see, so we'll be able to review it.
Oh, anyway, okay. So you got a blue controller for the Xbox X, and you got the one that comes in the box, the regular standard. Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
I wasn't
tracking you there.
Yeah. So using the real one, anyways, it turned on my PS5, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" So I had to go and turn that one off, and then but it's still doing it. So I don't understand.
That is wild, dude. Maybe check your Bluetooth settings or something, because that doesn't happen to me. My Xbox X and my PS5 are literally like 6 inches apart from each other on my table, and they do not turn each other on. That's weird.
You know what? That might be causing I've been having some headphones issues with the audio, and I'm wondering if there's some sort of Bluetooth weirdness.
I bet you that's what it is.
Well, I'll go look in those settings. Anyways, it was funny to me because it was almost like PS5 was saying no. A
little bit of jealousy going on there.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing was, and these are quick overviews, we'll go into it later, but there's some weird stuff. Like, first off, my headphones wouldn't work with the Xbox because PlayStation headphones won't work with Xbox.
That's true. They got a little bit of little jealousy there. If you buy that proprietary stuff, it doesn't cross over.
Yeah, jealousy times 2. Like, first, my PS5 turns on, then my headphones are like, no.
You want to use these headphones? Yeah. No, you don't. I won't let you use these headphones.
But then I bought like extra Xbox headphones just for the Xbox, so whatever. So that was weird. And then the other thing that was weird was, obviously the controller. I like the PS5 controller better. I did use the Xbox one for a while. I feel like it got a little hot in my hands. Like maybe the other one, the material is more smooth or something, and I didn't feel like my hands sweaty at all with the PS5 one, but my Xbox one I felt a little bit like that. Also weird, the top of it, which looks really cool, of the Xbox Series X, blows hot air out of it, and it smells like hardware.
What? Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
Like if you go up to it, like it smells like a thing. And the other day I was like just noticing still it kind of in the room a little bit. Because I live in one room, so if a smell happens here, it's probably going to stay around. It just felt like it's really trying hard or it's doing something. It's like, and if you go up to it, anybody do this at home, like go right up to the Xbox when it's on, playing a game. It's blowing shit out, like hardcore. And at the PS5 with the two fans, I never hear it, I never smell it, and I don't even know anything's happening.
That's weird, dude. Do you maybe have not enough ventilation near your unit, or is it near something that's giving it extra heat? Because what you're describing, none of that's going on with my Xbox. It's totally silent. When it's running, yeah, the fan's running and there's like a little breeze, but it's not like, I wouldn't say that it was working hard, and I definitely haven't smelled it. So I wonder if maybe you got a weird Xbox, or maybe it's too hot where it's sitting?
No, none of those things. I think I'm probably just exaggerating, but...
all that stuff I said, yeah, whatever, never mind.
No, it's just the fact that it is doing something, and I noticed it, and I did notice the smell, like because it's like new hardware, like it's blowing out this smell. Anyways, it was a little weird. So all these things put together, was a little weirded out by it. But my main concern, and then I have one main positive. The main concern is the menu is just garbage. Like it's just so many boxes. Like, it's just boxes upon boxes. Then I went to one box. And then, playing PlayStation for so long, all the buttons are different. Or, like, they're at least one off or something. So I was like, no, I didn't mean that button. No, I'm in a menu. No, why is the video playing? And then for some reason, all the videos play in small screens. And I couldn't figure out how to make them full screen. And it just felt like,
This is funny, dude. We're on opposite sides, I think, because I actually like the Xbox. It's similar to the One, and I use the Xbox One a lot, so I already have some familiarity with it. And what I really like about it is that you can customize a lot of that stuff. So I took a lot of the garbage off the screen, just went into the settings, like removed a bunch of stuff that I'm never going to use. So it's a pretty clean screen for me now, which I really like. I like the option to change that. So I think it works fine. I kind of really dislike the PS5's home screen. I don't like it at all. The way they integrate all that stuff together, and it's all just like this big mush of just stuff, and it's just like, ugh, I like my stuff to be more cleanly separated.
Oh, that's so weird that you say cleanly separated, because literally you can't get any cleaner than the PS5 being games and media.
No, everything is just all together, and like, I do not care for it at all.
Wait, let me finish my sentence. It's games and media are the only things on my PS5's home screen. That's it. There's only two things. And if I go to games, it's all right there. I just push down. If I go to media, I just push down and go to HBO. But this one, oh my goodness, I have no idea where to get to. I have to go to a menu bar. There's like a home screen. We could agree to disagree.
We disagree to disagree on this one.
Yeah. Okay, minus the menu, though. I will say the positives are this. Obviously, Game Pass, like you said, is amazing. There's just so many games. I have played a lot of them, but I did find two games that I'll talk about on the show. And they are Crackdown 3, which I'd never played fully, the campaign, and then Forza Horizon 4, which I knew that I've been wanting to play this whole time, and the Xbox Series X plays at 4K at 60 frames per second. So it is the hotness. So those games, and I played Medium, and I played a couple of other older Xbox games I hadn't played, and in general, I was just like living in Game Pass. So
Game Pass is bananas, dude. Like when I turned my Xbox back on, and I packed up the Xbox One, turned on the Xbox X, and I think that it really is improved over the One in very small ways, but like having just been on the One like last week, it's still fresh in my mind. So I think the organization is good, but when I was looking at the games, I'm like, oh my god, there's like, okay, here's all the Game Pass games, and then here's all the games that I already own, and then here's all the Xbox Live games, and here's like the EA Access games. You got so many fucking games, dude. Like I think I downloaded like something like 25 games or something like that, and I'm not gonna get to them all. Like there's no way, right? But like literally, And I'm not one who's really about leaving physical behind. I still love physical media. But like, if you only bought an Xbox, like you could play the entire year just off Game Pass, dude, and never run out of shit, like easily.
Yeah, easily. And I was like I was going through the store, which by the way, it's called the Microsoft Store. Is that? I'm in the right place, right? Microsoft Store.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm on an Xbox, motherfucker. Anyways, I really don't like the interface. But when I finally got to the game store, it was like the first things are like top paid and top free. And I'm like, I don't want top. I want all, motherfucker. I want to look at what the newest things are. And then it says recent games that are new. But that's only like 10 games. And I was like, oh, so you had to like hit X to go to see all games new.
Yeah.
So anyways, I finally did do that, and I found a ton of, like we talked about in the show, Xbox indie games, right?
Yeah, there's lots.
Because I kept talking about how PlayStation has amazing indie games, and they do, but it was really cool to see ones that I hadn't played before. So I'm, still downloading a ton of those, and we'll be talking about those on the show, I'm sure.
There's a lot to play. This is the weird generation, though, because, I mean, I got the PS5. I've got the Xbox X, setting them up. And like as I'm sitting in to dig in and start playing, I'm noticing that I'm downloading all the stuff from the last generation that I haven't gotten to yet. Like I don't really have like a giant next generation system seller. I mean, I'll play the medium. We're going to probably talk about it in the next show, and that's on Game Pass, so that's exciting. And I have a copy of Demon's Souls on PS5, but I'm not really in the mood for that right now. So it's just like I just noticed I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I downloaded a bunch of stuff that was on the Xbox One, and all the games I'm excited to play are games that I already fucking owned on the last system, man.
So similar, dude. The games I'm talking about today and the games that I'm like playing nonstop on the Xbox Series X is Crackdown 3 and Forza Horizon 4. These are older games. Yeah. So and by the way, that was the other kind of con is that I went to that, I hurried quickly to get to the game store and look for new games for Xbox Series X, and there aren't any, right? Like you said, it's like, there's third-party titles that, both systems have. The ones I've already played, Valhalla, like you said. But there was nothing, like you said, system seller at all for me to play. So I was like, I can't even see the power of this thing. People keep saying the power of Xbox Series X. I don't know what the power is besides it blowing hot air.
I will say, I want to be positive for a second here. I'm going to throw a curveball and go real positive here. One thing that I really like about both the PS5 and the Xbox One is I really like how integrated backwards compatibility has been for both of these things, right? Because I think that's really important. There's a lot of games that I want to play, like I just said. And I really love, get the PS5 set up, transfer my games over. The external hard drive I had for my PS5 or my PS4 still worked on the PS5. Brought that over, and I was able to upload my saves real easily. And then, it was basically no problem at all for me to take Odyssey on the 4 and then play it on the 5. Went right back to my save, had no hiccups, no problems. That was great. I love going to the Xbox One, downloading every single thing that I own in the Microsoft ecosystem is right there. Like even going all the way back to the original Xbox. And I'm like, dude, I love this. I love that we're finally getting to a place where we can go back and research old games. We can play older things. We can access those things because games have always been so tied to the hardware, right? And if you move generations, a whole new group of gamers are never going to access those games. So I really like how easy it is this generation to go backwards, which is great. I mean, I definitely want new stuff. Looking forward to new stuff. I want the power of these new consoles. But at the same time, it's a really awesome feeling to look in these libraries and be like, oh, this is something I bought 3 years ago. I can still play it. I can still download it. And it even works and looks a little better, which is great. It's wonderful.
Yeah, the PS4 to PS5 does it really well. Obviously, Xbox goes back further. But we're just looking forward now, right? Because we're looking forward to now we're on the PS6 and we'll be able to go back to the PS4, right?
I hope they keep it up, dude. I honestly do. I don't know that anybody has discussed this in a formal way, but I really hope that this generation is a turning point for games, as a medium. I don't know that Nintendo's going to do this, but with Sony and Microsoft, I really hope they're yes, we're going to just work to keep all this stuff moving forward. When you get a new TV, it's like your old TV shows don't stop working all of a sudden. You can still watch the old TV shows, right? It would be crazy if all of a sudden you couldn't watch The Office because you got a new TV. That's kind of how I feel about games. I feel like now that as an industry, we're talking about this, talking about archiving, talking about history, talking about as an art form, let's put more effort towards making this stuff future-proofed and we can bring it forward with us because we're losing all these cool games and cool experiences that people should have access to. And with Game Pass being kind of like the quote-unquote, Netflix of games, there's even more reason to keep that going,
Yeah, I'm all for it. I laugh when you said Nintendo because they want us to buy things every 5 million times. Yes. So that's never going to happen. They'll be like, you could buy the extra other version of this game that you already own.
I love the Switch, dude. Don't get me wrong, but Nintendo is so fucking backwards in so many ways. I saw somebody on Twitter saying they were surprised that the eShop doesn't close down at 5 p.m. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, I am also surprised because Nintendo is so backwards and so... I love them, but I also hate them, and we're not going to get that now. But like, yeah. I'm really loving what PS5 and Xbox One are doing. Really, really happy that I got to instantly access my libraries. That's really important to me, and I really am feeling it like fully right now.
Yeah, I like having both, and I feel very lucky again to have both. I would say so far PS5's the easy winner for me for just like the way it feels and the way it even the way it plays so far, because I've been able to see more. I guess like you said, future console type experiences on PS5. When I get to see more on the Xbox, then that'll maybe change. And then in general, yeah, the controller, I'll try the blue one, but yeah, that DualSense is still, it feels incredible. Like it just feels so much better in my hands. And I think the original Xbox one got a little warm. Like I felt like...
That's weird. I'll have to check when I go back and play. It didn't feel warm to me, but I like the controllers, and I think... For me, I think the Xbox has the edge right now. I'm kind of like not 100% on board with the new style of the PS5, but I got them both. We're gonna play them both. We're gonna spend time with both. It doesn't have to be either or. We can love them both. There's enough.
Oh, we will. Around. Yeah, those are 2 games of this show, or is it gonna be about Xbox? So let's get into those games then.
Let's get into the games. Carlos, why don't you lead us off? If you want to go in a different order, that's fine. I have you up first talking about Lost Sphear. Is that okay to talk about first?
Yeah. We'll put the other one, the Xbox games, later on.
All right, Lost Sphear. What I feel like I've heard of it, and I don't know much about it. Is this one of the Square indie games that they brought to the market?
Yeah.
Am I thinking?
Yeah.
Okay,
it is Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yes. Okay. Tell us all about Lost Sphear.
This is one of those short reviews, so it's very quick. It's not that I don't like it. I actually really like it, but I haven't played enough of it really to fully talk about. But I just want to put it on people's radar because Tokyo RPG Factory is a great little company, or like, what is it called? Skunkworks or something, like a subsidiary of Square Enix.
Sure.
Yeah. And they did I Am Setsuna, which I liked, even though it was slow, but I did like it. And their latest game, I guess, failed really bad. A lot of people didn't buy it. But a lot of people didn't buy this game either. And this is a very, very good RPG. And I'm bringing it up because I think this company, or this subsidiary company, Tokyo RPG Factory, does a very, very good job of doing nostalgic RPGs, and it doesn't need to like do new shit. Like I read a lot of reviews about this game, Lost Sphear, and I'll talk about it in a minute. But a lot of them are like, "Oh yeah, it did all these things that other games did, and it doesn't do anything new." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's why they made it." You know what I mean? Like,
if you're in the market for that, yeah, I can see how that could be just what the doctor ordered.
I'm just so frustrated with like so many reviews in general right nowadays. How much like how much expectation people put on certain things. But yeah, the Tokyo RPG Factory, it's in the name. They were trying to make old school RPGs for that nostalgic vibe, and I think I Am Setsuna did that. I think Lost Sphear does it better, and I don't know their third game, so I'll have to check that out. But Lost Sphear is essentially top down, old school RPG, like a Final Fantasy, turn-based / active time battles. So you're like, picking who you want to attack, doing your special moves, but it doesn't really happen in real time. But you do wait for like your active time battle meter to go up. I don't know what you call that style, because
that's it. Active time battle. That's what you're describing.
It's just, but it feels like it's so slow that it's pretty much turn-based. You're not like, there's other active time battles that are like all action, but this one's just like really slow. It's not that like, you're not like button mashing, and you play as a character who can bring back old memories, and this whole world has kind of like lost a bunch of what
I can do that too. It's called remembering.
Oh jeez. Okay, how about this? There's parts of the world that like turn to like dust or like white, like clouds, and he can go over to it and like take some old memories and touch the memories to the cloud area and then bring back the actual physical space.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Which is cool. And also it's cool because, you're going around, and you can also, when you do this trick, you can install, which doesn't make any sense, but you can install like these little artifacts. And when you do, the artifacts change and give you like a special bonus to your whole party. So like, say you put down, after you've like recovered some memories of a part of the world, you put down like a little tower. That tower makes your whole party run faster on the map. I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's like different little abilities for the whole team just based on like an item you put down on the map. So that's kind of cool. But in general, yeah, it's just like a really relaxing, super old school, like think Final Fantasy VII before the remake, or Final Fantasy 4 or 5 really, where it's just like, beautiful like hand painted background sceneries, very kind of sprite kind of driven, but smooth sprites, and you're just doing some fun battles. It's a very, relaxing story. It's not like crazy. Yeah, there's nothing really much to report on it. It was just what the doctor ordered, like you said. I wanted something to slow down with. I wanted something to relax with. It's a pretty short journey. I think it's like 20 hours, and for an RPG, that's pretty short.
Yeah.
So I played like 10 hours of it. I feel like really, really good. Like what I experienced so far, and I'll probably finish it. But I bring it up because less of a review and more of a hey, Tokyo RPG Factory, they're pretty rad. Like they do nostalgic old school RPGs, so check them out.
If that is your jam, check them out.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it. I didn't play too many hours of it, but I just I'd bring it up because I just saw those reviews and they're like, it doesn't do anything new. I'm like, it's not trying to.
I mean, I think that's fair. If that is your goal, is to create a nostalgic JRPG experience, and that's what you set out to do, I mean, as long as you've got your PR materials communicating that fact, I do not think it's fair that they get dinged for that. But, I mean, I guess I don't know this game very well. I don't know how it was positioned, and I don't know what people are expecting. So I could understand if you were expecting something new to be disappointed if it was something old. But, if it was sold properly, that's not a fair criticism.
No, it isn't. So anyways, I bring it up because if you are in the mood for a relaxing old school RPG that doesn't do anything new because they didn't want it to, besides, I guess, the mechanic I told you about, which is there's some really interesting mechanics they do with memories and the ability to place things down on the overworld map that actually change your, characters and stuff. That's kind of cool. But other than that, it's like straight battles. There's a momentum meter that's kind of cool. That's a little different. But in general, it's just relaxing RPG fare.
There we go. That is Lost Sphear. Playing on PS5, I assume?
I'll play on my PS5 via the PS4 store.
Okay, PS4 on PS5. Thank you very much. I will talk for a few moments about a couple games on Switch. First off, Cultist Simulator. This is on the Switch, but it's also on PC. I think it's just Switch and PC, but it might be on other platforms. I'm not 100% sure. I was very curious about this one. It was kind of a... I guess it's kind of a roguelike. Hard to say. It is definitely kind of a deck builder, sort of. It's also kind of a resource management game, a little bit. It's also like a clicker, kinda. It's hard to really even describe what this game is, but I heard about it a while ago on the Gamers with Job podcast. A shout out to anybody from that show listening to this show. And it really caught my attention. I thought it was really fascinating, and I jumped at the chance to check it out for review. Unfortunately, it's one of those where maybe I think the sizzle is better than the steak. What this game is basically, and again, hard to describe. You play as a person, and you don't see yourself. What you see is a screen with like cards on it. And like the first time I turned this game on, I literally had no idea what was happening. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the buttons did. I wasn't sure if the game was frozen or not. I literally had no idea. I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? Like, there's no tutorial. Nothing's moving. What am I supposed to be doing? Like, it was just, I was very, very, very confused when this game starts. And as somebody who has played games for 40 fucking years, it's not often that I turn on a video game and don't know what to do with it, right? Like, that doesn't happen to me too often. So that gives you like a good sense of like how off the beaten path this game is. No tutorial at all. And the game even says something like, you're not going to know what to do, but just figure it out. Or, it says some shit like that, which I'm like, okay, you're getting off on the wrong foot with me because I don't enjoy that. But I got into it, and basically you get little snippets of story, and by little I mean 1 or 2 sentences that are kind of disconnected from everything else. It'll be like a guy, like on the corner of the screen, it'll say, I had a dream of trees and they were bleeding. And like, that's it. And then it's like, you have some cards on the screen and there's slots where cards go, and you're like, what do I do? And then some of the slots are called things, but the names change. So like, you'll have a slot that says dream, but then you put a card in that slot. If it fits, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and I'm not sure why. Then it'll change, and then you're like, oh, it became something else. Okay, and then after you put a card in, a countdown starts. And then when that countdown is over, that card produces another card or another couple of cards. And then you take those cards and try to fit them in more slots. Sometimes they fit, sometimes they don't. Not sure why. And then you put them in, and then once you put those in, more countdowns start, and you get more cards. And sometimes things unlock, sometimes things don't. Not sure why.
Oh my goodness, I'm so confused.
There's no graphics to this game at all. Like, it's just looking at cards on a tabletop. Every once in a great while, you'll get like a very faint kind of a pencil backdrop of like a castle or like a tree. But there's no graphics, there's no characters, there's no special effects or anything like that. It's just like virtual cards on a virtual table and little countdown timers for each card and then text in the corner. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. Like, money is accumulating, sometimes money's dropping, sometimes I make a friend, sometimes I don't, sometimes there's story, sometimes there's not, sometimes a card goes in this slot, sometimes it doesn't. I just don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to do with it, and I don't really feel like going to a wiki and reading for like 7 hours about how to play this game, and I feel like I should be able to figure it out. There is a little bit of an in-game I hesitate to call it a tutorial. It's like a virtual pamphlet that you can look at and zoom in on the pictures and the text. I hate it when people do that. So I looked that over. It's got a little bit of info, but like not super mega helpful. So I ended up just like looking at this thing going, I'm putting cards in a slot sometimes, getting more cards sometimes, and then my game is over and I don't know why. And then I got to restart. Louise. And I'm like, okay, that's Cultist Simulator, I guess, you know? That's all I got out of it, honestly. Like, I was at just a real loss with it, and I didn't really get very far, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to keep going. And this just kind of screamed to me like a developer who is making this for their own specific vision and kind of doesn't give a fuck whether you are on board or not. And I guess I'm not on board, so I got off.
Yeah, hard pass for me too, just based on that. But also, it's like you didn't join the cult.
I 100% did not join the cult. Not even... I would have liked to have seen the cult. Like, tell me more about your cult. I'd like to learn more.
They gave you a pamphlet. It's totally like a cult. They gave you a pamphlet, and you're like, I don't want to read this. Man.
Not enough info. I was just very frustrating experience. I think the concept of, you know, reading the PR for the game, it says start your own cult and discover the dark secrets of the universe or whatever. Great. I'm down for that. But that is not what you get in this game, and it's very frustrating, very obtuse. So that's Cultist Simulator. I like the concept, but I 100% cannot recommend it. The other game I want to talk about briefly is called Olija, Olija. This is an indie that came out of the blue maybe 2-3 years ago, made kind of a splash at like a PAX or something, and then it vanished for a while. And then I saw it getting some pimp action on the PlayStation Twitter. They were like, oh yeah, Olija's finally out, it's here, it's on PS5. And I'm like, oh shit, like I remember this game from when I was young, and now it's here, so let's check it out. It's a 2D platforming pixel art game where you play a pirate who gets I don't know, like washed up or into some weird alternate dimension or something, and he finds a harpoon which you can throw, and once you throw the harpoon you can warp yourself to wherever the harpoon goes. So it's kind of like a warp, kind of like a little grappling hook sort of. And you have other weapons you can equip, some secondary weapons like a saber and a gun and crossbow or something. And then you kind of go through these little areas looking for keys to unlock the next area to get to. You go back home to your pirate base, which is full of pirates who are also marooned wherever it is you are in this alternate dimension or something. And you kind of go to these levels, look for keys, come back to your home base, fill your life back up, you know, whatever you're doing, buy some more ammo for your guns, go back out. It's interesting. I like the concept of the spear. I think is really fun, because it's pretty grapple hooky, and I really like grappling hooks, so that's kind of good. I think the graphics are okay. Like, it's not wonderful style, but I think it's engaging. It's kind of interesting looking. A lot of good background work. But overall, I feel like it's kind of lacking just the juice to really get me excited about it. Like, I've gone through maybe more than half, I feel like, and it's a short game. I think people tell me it's 5-6 hours. So I'm at least halfway, if not more. And I'm waiting for it to like start popping, and it's just not quite popping. Like, it's got a good concept. I like pirates, I like spears, I like grappling hooks. It seems like kind of a cool thing, but like I just feel like there's not enough there. Like, you go to home base, I feel like there should be more to do. There's not enough to do there. You're in the levels, it's fun to throw the spear around, but like it just doesn't feel like that engaging. And it's on the easier side, and that's not a criticism. I think it's fine that it's easy, but I just feel like you just don't do enough interesting stuff. You just kind of walk for these different platformy levels, and sometimes the levels are interesting, sometimes they're not. Level design is not super great. And the other thing that's kind of weird about this game is Olija is actually the name of a girl that you meet in this game. And it's strange because you don't get really any context about who she is. Like, the pirate guy just sees her, and then all of a sudden he's like in love with her for like no reason. And he like follows her back to the next place that she goes, and then he follows her home. And gotta be honest with you, dude, it feels a little weird, creepy, stalkery. Like, I'm like, why am I... Yeah, it's weird. He shows up in this one level at her house, and he's like in the bushes watching her, and then he like puts a flower up on her balcony, and I'm like, why am I doing this? I haven't even talked to this person. I don't even know who she is. I have no context for why. I mean, she's 6 pixels, so I don't know if she's even hot looking or anything, but like, it wouldn't even matter if she was, because you're acting like a weird, creepy stalker. And that part is kind of putting me off the game a little bit. It's weird.
Also, he just picks up like a little like digital 8 or 16-bit was it stereo and holds it above his head.
Oh god, yes, doing the say anything maneuver.
Yeah.
I mean, he might as well have, dude. It's just that part of the game I find to be really weird, and I don't understand why we're doing this pining romance thing, because it's really not well established. So I think overall, like, it's kind of a cool idea, and I think it's probably a one-man show. I think it's probably like 1 or 2 people making this game. So it's a small indie, and I want to support the small indies, but I feel like it's just not where it should be, and it's not enough there, and some of the stuff isn't quite dialed in. So it's cool, but I gotta be honest, I don't think I'm gonna stick it out until the end. I think I might move on to something else.
Yeah, quick tangent here. You do try so many Switch games. You do try more games that revolve around this kind of fun mechanic over story.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you play a lot more like that than I do. And I'm just realizing, as you're talking about this game, yeah, it could have used probably more cutscenes or something to explain why the things were happening.
100%.
But at the same time, even if it did, every time I go to a store, Switch store or PS4, PS5, and now Xbox, and I look at like the video or I look at the screenshots, I'm like a hard pass on almost anything that's like video gamey or arcadey. And what I mean by that is, like, if you're just doing a mechanic and getting points or getting things, then I'm out. Like I'm a hard pass almost at every single thing, which means I don't play mini games on Switch, because I feel like so many games on Switch aren't really about story. I might be like over whatever it is, like over assuming.
No, I think that's fair. I mean, when you look at the whole Switch library, I think a lot of it is about pick up and play, you know, bite-sized sessions, quick mechanics that you can jump in, jump out of. I mean, there are definitely story games for sure, but I think you're correct in saying that it's probably not the place that you go if you really want like super rich like narrative experiences. I mean, there's definitely RPGs and JRPGs, don't get me wrong, there are. But like, if you look at the total library, probably it's a smaller percentage for sure.
Right. Like last episode, I was saying, someone just give me an RPG on my Switch, which no one tweeted me.
Oh, I forgot to check the mailbox. I forgot.
Maybe they told me.
Maybe they did. I forgot to check. Oh, sorry, guys.
Anyways, in general, when I hear you do Switch games, lots of times I'm thinking that back in my head. I'm like, I wouldn't even give this game a fucking fair shake. I'd be hard passing as soon as I saw it go, here's the mechanic, and that's it. I'm like, huh. Anyways.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong though. I mean, that's kind of why I come to the Switch, right? Like in my head, I have these platforms divided into different places. Like when I want deep, engrossing, huge, I'm going to go to the Xbox or the PlayStation, right? But when I want half an hour at bedtime, 15 minutes on bedtime, or like, something I can jump in, jump out, something to relax, I go to the Switch. So like, for me, it works because that's how I categorize them in my mind. But yeah, I think you're not wrong. I think you're right.
That's why I play Grindstone on it, and that's all I'm still playing on it.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, that is Olija. It's on Switch. It's on, I think, everything right now, including PC. Let's move on to you, Carlos. Let's talk about some of this Xbox stuff you've been digging into. I'm curious to hear your take on Crackdown 3. Kind of a strange game. Took a long time to get here. I have played Crackdown 1 and 2. I have not played Crackdown 3. Very curious to see what you think of this one.
Yeah, so here's a couple Xbox games. If you want, I can just do them back to back.
Yeah, please do.
So Xbox Series X, what did I do? I didn't play new games. I played old games. But I have been waiting to play Crackdown 3 for a while because I didn't have an Xbox One for a bit. And Crackdown 3, full disclosure, I was at Microsoft Studios for a little while while this is being made. I actually made a GIF of some of the destructibility that was going to be in the game. Do you remember we talked about this, I think?
Yeah. Okay, so let's set the scene a little bit in case for people who don't know. Crackdown 3, third person, open world. You have a cop with superpowers who can jump and do, crazy guns and stuff. But the thing about Crackdown 3, correct me if I'm wrong, they were going to use, like, the power of the cloud, and every environment was going to be running off a server, and like literally everything was going to be destructible down to the atoms or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I made a GIF that showed it in action, and it was so cool. It's probably out there somewhere on the internet. Which this building was like falling, and built, bricks and stuff were flowing all over the place, and it was just super super cool to watch. And then I had to get rid of that GIF because we weren't doing that anymore. So yeah, this is straight, basically Crackdown 1. So Crackdown 2, if you played it, it went a little off the rails. It changed a bit. It was a different developer. Crackdown 3 is, I'm pretty sure, the same team as Crackdown 1. If not, whatever they did, it's Crackdown 1 again, which is great. Because if you like Crackdown 1 like I did, it, like you said, it's a superhero agent. He jumps really high. He has like special moves. You get better and better, like, which I love. You know that.
Skills for kills.
Skills for kills. And
yes.
then you get all the orbs, and I love collectathons when there's like some cool story attached to it. And it, Crackdown was like super addictive. So Crackdown 3 is, in my opinion, more addictive. They do a really cool thing with short story spoilers. The first thing is, and this kind of goes back to the earlier thing, they were going to use this xCloud computing. They didn't use that. They also pivoted at some point and added Terry Crews into their marketing. Terry Crews, famous for, movies, shows, and stuff.
Sure.
Well, he's in the game, and this is a spoiler because it's the beginning of the game. So if you don't want to know, 1 minute, skip ahead. The beginning of the game, he's in the game yelling like he does, his little character. We get to an area, he gets killed.
In the first 5 minutes of the game?
Yeah. They're like, the whole ship that we're on with Terry Crews is gone. Boom. Like, shot down. Now,
and he never comes back?
He might come back, right? Like, I don't know. He maybe, I'm totally wrong, but it was just weird that they have all this marketing material. In the first scene of the game, his ship gets shot down.
There were a lot of commercials with Terry Crews pimping for Crackdown 3. He was the face of Crackdown 3.
And he doesn't need to be. I'm here to tell you, Crackdown 3 is a fucking amazing game, and don't sleep on it. And if you have Game Pass, cut to the chase, Carls. Fucking go download this game if you liked Crackdown 1. It's way better than Crackdown 2. It is essentially 1, but better. And here's the better parts. They do throw a little bit of a story, and the story is told through cutscenes that is a really cool art style that you would really like, Brad Galloway.
Okay.
It's so, like, comic booky, but done, like, in a slick new way. It basically, the cutscenes show what the story is, which is, there's a post-apocalyptic thing that happened, and at some point this company, which you've seen in games before, Terra Nova, takes over a city, and the whole city is run by the company, and of course they're evil. And they have many, many different, like, people that run the whole city, like bosses, right?
Yeah, like the mayor, superintendent, like all the people running the stuff, sure.
And when you, like, do enough stuff, you've seen games like this, cause enough mayhem, like, that character will be flushed out, and you'll be able to fight them.
Sure.
And it's very much like Shadow of Mordor. Is that what it's called? Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah, totally. I mean, a lot of games use the same thing where, you can't get to the boss until you weaken the area down. And that was even in the first Crackdown, too. I don't know that they were the first, necessarily. I don't know the time of who came up with that concept, but that was a big part of Crackdown 1 because you couldn't get to the boss. You would know where he was, but he'd be surrounded by so many goons, like you would die before you get to him. So you had to, like, take away his gun supply and then take away his manpower and, take away his snack machine, and you do all these other things. Sure. And then you'd finally get to him at the end. So, yeah, it sounds like the same formula for
I guess I had forgot that system was in the first one. But, this one is there. And it's like, again, many different types of people. So one person runs the chemical plants. One person's more like, there's an AI that runs the subway. And so if you take enough subway systems out, then you get to fight like the AI, I guess. Anyways, it's so addictive. Crack cocaine, okay? Crackdown is crack. Crackdown is crack.
It's in the title.
It literally has to have that in there. I've never done it, but I've heard it's addictive. And this shit is, I mean, you try to spend 15 or 20 minutes, it's all of a sudden an hour or 2 hours. It's because they do everything what one did right. The style's cool because it's its own style, very super stylized. The only con I'll say is at nighttime because the whole style is very dark and then neon. So, like, everything's pretty dark and then neon, like bright neon. Not realistic. It's a GTA world that's like a cartoony GTA world.
Sure.
But you don't care. Like, it has its own style. Like, it owns up to that. All the cars look like they're from Tron. Cool. And they're really fun to drive. And NPCs are dumb. You could pick them up, throw them, and they don't penalize you for doing it. No cops come after you.
Just like in real life.
Just like in real life, you could pick up a person, throw them, and no cops come after you. But the agents talking to you in your headpiece are like, "Hey, come on, don't kill people." And you're like, I'll do it a couple
But there's
times.
no consequences. It's fine. Yeah. Lols. Yeah.
But anyways, in general, you just everything is like perfect carrot on a stick. You take out one thing, you're like, I could just do this next thing. I could just get those more orbs. And you upgrade in a beautiful way. You choose some of the upgrades yourself. A lot of it just happens naturally, which I love. They're like, you're stronger now, and that's it. And it's so good, dude. It's so fucking good. I mean, I can't explain how much fun I'm having.
Excellent. I loved the first Crackdown 1. It was pretty great for when the time it came out. Crackdown 2 kind of fell down a little bit, but I would be very happy to play something like this again, and I'm curious to see how well this formula holds up. I mean, according to you, it holds up really well. I guess I'm going to go download this immediately. If I haven't already downloaded it, I think I may have. But my question is, so I guess, as we said at the top of the segment, the big thing about this game was they kept talking about the xCloud. So how did they... there's no cloud functionality at all? How do they handle that, or what happened? Or
okay, let me tell you what I don't know, but is also something that will be helpful. So this game has this thing called campaign mode. For some reason, you can download two versions of the game. One's called campaign mode, one's called something else. And I was like, are these two games? I'm confused. And I really don't understand still to this day what I did, but I downloaded two versions of Crackdown 3. But when you go in, you can pick single-player campaign or co-op campaign, which is cool. Okay. I picked single-player. Once I did that, it built a world. So it said building world or something like that. I don't think it's...
Is it like an instance world, like in Minecraft or something?
Yeah, like it's an instance, but it's not procedural because obviously they developed these sectors to be very specific, I think. So maybe they're doing something there, right, with instancing. Secondly, they say, and I haven't picked this option yet, just because I'm having so much fun with the campaign, but there's an option that says, create your own, sandbox world. So I'm guessing that or the multiplayer might be the one where they're using the xCloud. So this is a half review, and we'll have to come back to it, both of us, and then choose those options, and let's see what they did, because... For me, it's super generic, no cloud computing going on with campaign. It's like an old school game, But the style is so cool and the addictive nature is so cool. You don't give a fuck. You don't care that it's an old game. So whatever the new things are doing, it must be in those other versions. And again, people who've already played this for years, or I don't know how long it's been out, are probably yelling at the podcast, you idiots. But I don't know what those other versions are yet. So we'll have to explore.
We'll come back to it. I'm definitely going to give this a shot for sure. I had a pretty good time with Crackdown 1. I wouldn't mind some of that right now. We'll go back. We'll circle back. Let's talk really briefly about Forza Horizon 4, because it's a car game, and I don't care about car games. I'm already bored talking about it. But since you played it on Xbox One, I guess we should mention it for a minute. So go ahead.
And I will only mention it for a minute, but I will say this. I love the Forza series, Horizon series. Forza series is more realistic, like a GTA. I like the off-road stuff. So Forza Horizon series is the off-road, but it also has races as well. But it's an open world in that kind of Burnout Paradise way where you can drive anywhere, which I love. And you get certain cars, you do all the same things car games do, where if you do enough races, you get points, you get credit, and this one you get influence, so it's kind of like a social media thing. And all that stuff just happens, and you could buy new cars, and I never felt constrained by it. It just felt like extra shit, There's always stuff to do. But my favorite thing is that you can just drive anywhere. So you could literally just go into the woods. You can, go wherever you want to go. And then compete in races and etc. It's running at 4K, 60 frames per second. It's the hotness. It looks fucking amazing. Never, ever stutters ever. It doesn't fucking stutter. There's no frame rate loss at all. I haven't seen any. Your car takes a little damage, but it never really does anything. It's just more of aesthetic. But the cool things are this. One, it has the best intro to any racing game ever, because this game has seasons. So it actually does change, right? So you get fall, you get spring, you get winter, you get snow.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And the intro to the game has you just drive through each season in a race that they just put you in. And like you just make a big jump, and after the jump, it turns into winter, and you're another car now, and you just start experiencing all the weather, environments. Which is like on ice you slip, and the snow changes things, and it's incredible. Like it's my favorite racing game experience. I think I could say this hands down, because it has the off-road, it has really fun physics, it has like the ability to like not be put behind so far in a race because you fucked up,
Okay.
which is why I nope out of almost every racing game, because I'm not good enough. I can't get good. It also has the rewind feature, so like if you fuck up really bad, you can just rewind 15-20 seconds and then take that turn differently, and by doing that you actually learn to race better. Like it's not just a cheat. It's like, oh, I see, I should have braked right there.
Sure, I get you.
That's all I'm going to say about it. It is literally my favorite racing game. Like I knew it would be, and again, I didn't have an Xbox One to play at earlier, but at 4K 60 frames per second, if you like racing and if you like open world type stuff, it's incredible. And then one more thing I'll say, it also has like some sponsorship stuff in it, or like third party things where you can go to the Top Gear section and like play kind of a mini episode of Top Gear where you play as the Stig and you can like drive around and they're talking about like Top Gear stuff.
That is fascinating. I am fully engaged in this conversation. This
You
is
are so hard passed out. But anyways, for other people, and also here's I'll say this though, just that the what's the word? The technical ability of this game is impressive, and it's just beautiful and fun, and I love it to death.
Excellent. If you are interested in Forza Horizon 4, Carlos gives it a thumbs up, sounds like.
Yes, and your other asterisk is, but I want to jump off a cliff now.
Racing is one of my least favorite genres, but I am glad that you enjoyed this game. I'm glad you found joy here. I'm sure that other people will enjoy it as well. I've heard people say they really like the Horizon series, and that's great. It's not for me, but I'm glad you like it. So that's
and I'm just saying, on Xbox Series X though, it's just beautiful,
smooth as butter.
Yeah,
good stuff. All right, cool. I'm going to move on really quickly. I don't have a lot to say about this next game, but I do want to mention it really briefly. Werewolf, the Apocalypse,
what?
Earthblood. What?
I'm sorry, I do that a lot whenever you announce a game because we don't really talk about it lots of times pre-show. But that's the game I've been kind of in quotes waiting for because I was so hungry for a new game, and I didn't know you played it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this game. Well, it's okay. So it's from Cyanide, which is a studio. I've played a lot of their games, and they're pretty hit or miss. Sometimes they really get it right. Sometimes they don't get it so right. And their production values are always a little bit on the sketchy side. And, sometimes it's okay. Like, I'm not really a graphics whore, and I can get down with a little bit of jank. And if it's, rough textures and stuff, it doesn't really bother me that much. As long as it's fun to play. This is a really interesting one. Half interesting, half super not interesting. The interesting half is it's a third-person action game where you play as a guy who can transform into a wolf at any time, which is great. I think that's interesting.
Yes.
I think it's really fun. It's really stealthy. If you want to turn into a wolf and you can sneak through the shadows and run up on guys and bite them and that whole thing, that's pretty interesting. When you power up, you can turn into a half wolf, half man form. So you're kind of the best of both worlds, and you're really big and muscly, and you can rip dudes up with your combos. That's pretty cool also. I like things that transform. Werewolves are pretty cool in general. So that all is good. On the opposite side, I don't really care for the story. I didn't get very far, just full disclosure. I think I played just, the first maybe 1 or 2 levels. And they fridge the guy's wife immediately, which I found not cool. Saw it coming a mile away. I thought it's really boring and tired. They should have done something different.
Fridge?
Also not
Fridge?
Yeah, they fridge her just immediately.
I don't know what fridge means.
Fridging the wife is when you kill a woman in order to make the guy's story progress.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, it comes from, I want to say it comes from the Flash comic book or something like that. I could be wrong. It's from a comic book character where they killed her. Maybe it was Hawkeye. I don't know. They killed his wife for the only reason of giving him motivation to keep doing something else, right? They couldn't think of any other way other than killing the female to get the male motivated to do what he needs to do. And she was found in a fridge. That's why it's called fridging, because her body was in a fridge. So they fridged this werewolf's wife immediately, which I'm 100% not cool with. It's so boring. It's so tired. It's so cliche and dumb. I'm just not down with it at all. There's 1,000 other ways to motivate somebody. And on top of that, your protagonist is generic, scruffy, like, white guy, and I'm like, oh my god, like, could we please get somebody else for, like, a hero? Can we have options? Like, could I be a black werewolf? Could I be a woman werewolf? Can I be somebody else? It's like, nope, it's a predetermined character. The most boring fucking generic, scruffy, rando white guy whose wife got fridged in the first level, putting me really far off the game. Like, just immediately shutting me down and being like, I'm not interested to see where this goes, because it starts off in, like, basically the worst possible place. So that was not good. Also, it's really rough. Graphics pretty rough. Animation pretty rough. Combat pretty rough. But I think werewolves are cool, and I think transforming is cool, and like I said, to be fair, I've only played like the first 2 levels. It may get better, it may not, but so far, pretty mixed impressions.
I have two questions. One, what did Cyanide do before? Do you know just off the top of your head one of their games?
I would not be able to tell you, but I'm going to look it up right now because I do not remember.
Just because they remind me of like a studio, like you said. It's got a little jank, like the what's it called, like the Elixes of the world.
Yes,
yes. Which where we love them. Like I love Elix. By the way, Elix 2 is coming out soon, isn't it?
I don't know about soon, but they are 100% working on it for sure.
Holy shit. Anyways, so that, that I can look past usually. But it'll be interesting to see what other games I'll be able to tell probably what their style is. But while you're looking that up, the other question I have for you, if you played enough of it, do you have to be one of the forms at certain times? Or can you be any form at any time? Meaning... do you have to like be stealthy for the stealth scenes and be a werewolf or something?
As far as I can tell, you can be a man or a wolf. It's up to you anytime as much as you want. And there's no limit on that. There's no wolf energy meter or anything like that. But the only limitation is, as far as I know, and I may be wrong on this because I didn't play too much, but like I think you need to build up your super meter in order to become like the half man, half wolf, the super form. But I believe you can go back and forth between human and wolf at any time. So.
That's good. Yeah, because I was just afraid of, like, I still am interested in the game. It's just that, like, I could see, like, this is a whole board where you have to be the wolf, And I like the idea of the jump back and forth. It's kind of cool.
Have not come across it. So I looked up Cyanide. I've actually played a number of their games. So they make Blood Bowl, which is janky as fuck, but I also think it's also awesome. Like,
yeah,
Blood Bowl is really
good.
good.
Show and you liked it, yeah.
I love Blood Bowl. Space Hulk Tactics, janky as fuck. It's terrible. Call of Cthulhu, janky, but also pretty good. They've done Styx, Shadow of Darkness, which was janky and awful.
Oh, yeah.
They've done, what else? What else? Tour de France. They do a lot of Tour de France. They do, what else? Horse racing games. Of Orcs and Men, which was janky as fuck, but was good. They do some skiing games. They did some Game of Thrones.
I get it. When you said Of Orcs and Men, and when you said... those other ones, like the Blood Bowl and stuff like that, I get what their style is, yeah. So this is kind of a departure for them, really.
Yeah, this is not in their jam. I mean, it's a little bit maybe analogous to Styx, but even that was not quite the same as this. This is more of a straight across kind of a weekender action game, the kind of thing that you would rent like in the 90s and just play through in 2 days and call it good,
Yeah.
So...
You know what? I also admit this might be a little nostalgic, not to go onto this too far. This is probably more than you thought you'd talk about Werewolf, but there was a Nintendo game called Werewolf.
Werewolf the Apocalypse. I sure do.
Was it called Werewolf the Apocalypse?
It was. That game was awful. That game was terrible.
Oh, it was terrible.
Super terrible.
As a kid, I think I bought it. Like, I didn't even rent it. I, bought it because I was so excited about back then, you look at the back of the box, you look at the cover. It actually had a pretty cool cover, I remember.
It did.
And the sprite himself looked good. Like, the werewolf sprite looked awesome, I thought. But the playability was fucking terrible. Like, really bad. Like, hard. Like, difficult as fuck.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've always wanted a werewolf game still because of that childhood trauma.
Dude, Werewolf the Apocalypse on the NES, man, that was fucked up because that werewolf had blades for arms, and I never understood that. I was like, he's a werewolf. Why does he not have claws? Nope, you got swords for arms, buddy. And there's no explanation of that whatsoever.
I may have blocked that part out. All I know is
it's terrible.
I want this game to take that place of that bad memory. So even if it's just okay, and like I can run around in third person, I still might get it.
It's better. This werewolf is better than that werewolf, and it's it's a pretty good third person actioner. It's janky and it's rough. So like don't come to it looking for AAA production, but I think it does what it needs to do. I'm gonna play maybe 1 or 2 more levels, but man, I just wish they hadn't fridged that wife. That was just like a bad move. Bad move for me.
Sometimes I see past that stuff. I know what you mean though. It frustrates me.
Yeah, bad taste.
So the back of the box quote for this game is better than the Nintendo version.
I mean, truth. That is a true fact. So
okay.
That is Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood. playing that on PS4, running on PS5, I believe. Carlos, back to you. Ease is your jam. You are the ease guy. You are full of ease. You are always easing. Every time we talk, you've got a new ease game. You're all about it. YS, ease, for those of you who don't know. The new one, Ease 9, Monstrum Nox, just came out recently?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like 2 days ago.
2 days ago, hot off the press, and you are playing it. I don't know anything about this because I got to be honest with you, I've kind of just like mentally detached myself from the Ease series because it feels like there's a new one every time I turn around, and I never really get on with any of them. So I kind of just like remove them from like my list of things that I might play. But I know you love it. What is up with Ease Monstrum Nox? Ease 9.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that the beginning there, because actually I had some history I was going to give you before we start, which is that Ease and my history with Ease. By the way, the franchise has been around for 33 years, and it came out.
Hell, a long time.
Yeah, 1987 was like the first game, and the first time I played it was Ease 1 and 2, which is kind of a combo. It's basically 2 games, and you play the second one right after the first one, and it came out for the TurboGrafx, which
TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah. And the CD-ROM. So why it left an impression is the gameplay was pretty awful, but it had these cutscenes. Well, anybody knows, you'll see. Basically, the gameplay was you push up against enemies, and that's how you fight them.
Yeah, that bump combat is weird.
Bump combat, which they kind of had to do at times. I don't know. Like they couldn't get more sophisticated at the time. But it had these cutscenes, and it had CD audio, which for you kids, you have no idea, but that was a big fucking deal. So I could see these really cool anime scenes, and then it would go back to the old school graphics and terrible gameplay. But it was an RPG, and it was an epic one at that. So that really hooked me. And then Ease 3 was also on Turbo, and that was side-scrolling, and that actually got them in their direction of what they've always been doing. You said there's always like new games. Well, they've always been iterating on this action combat. So since the very beginning, it's never been turn-based. It's always been action. It's bumping against the enemies. But Ease 3, it was like, side-scrolling and fighting the enemies. So it kept doing that until it got really, really good at top-down / three-quarters view of action RPG. And that's what the games have been. Until 8 was probably the highest like graphics and the best graphics. And it was that, again, three-quarters view, action RPG, a lot of frenetic button mashing. Just not just mashing, but like a lot of different combos and lots of stuff's going on the screen. So anyways, why I bring that up is because 9 is the first game, and this is so cool. All the games use this one protagonist, Adol, or Adol, Adol, right?
Yes.
He's got red hair, and you're like, oh, it's that guy again. But they never talk about the previous times. It's like he exists in a parallel reality. It's just, I've got to go do a new adventure. And it's just him again, which I guess is Link, right?
Same kind of thing, yeah. Same hero, but you don't quite know what the relationship is between the games and stuff, sure.
Right. So this is the first one where, and I'll tell you the story in a minute, but it actually references the other games. So you start this game as Adol again, and you have one of your main friends, and you go into a town, and essentially the whole game is about you being stuck in a town because a girl turns you into a monstrum, basically a monster version of yourself, which just means you have special powers. And then you meet other monstrums that are in the town that are also stuck there, kind of like a lost situation or something. It's not an island, but it's a town. Mm-hmm. And so you all can't leave, but you have to like do certain things to progress and whatever. It actually starts in a prison, and there's a whole prison side story I'll get to. But
that shower scene was rough, brother.
In the prison?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Just kidding.
Anywho, there's no shower scene. Not that I know of. Anyway, so why I bring it up is because early on in the game, you're this, Adol character in prison. You break out of prison, you turn into a monstrum, and then meet other monstrums. But people start going like, we've heard about you. You're that guy who keeps crashing ships on islands. And then like very specific references to old Ease games. And it's so cool because so many of us who've been playing these games have never known if those things have even happened, right? It would be like if a Link game, a Zelda game, like mentioned all the times that he beat
kind
Ganon.
of stringing it together for you and finally making coherent sense out of it. Sure.
It's so cool. Like there's like he's being interrogated one time, and they're like bringing up all his past things, and he's like, "Yeah, that was me. Yep. That crazy thing. Yeah, that was me. And it's just really fun. It's almost like breaking the fourth wall a little bit. And then the Monstrum part of it is essentially, you and you meet other characters that are like you, have special abilities. And those abilities are, besides combat abilities, they're very unique. So when you meet a new character who's also a monstrum like you, like a cat person, that cat person will give you their gift. So now instead of just running around the world and jumping and double jumping, you can run up a wall because she's a cat. So you gain her ability, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
And so Hawk, he can fly a little bit. He can glide like a Zelda. But before that, before you meet him, you don't have that ability. When you meet him, you have it. And that can get you to new places. And this game is similar to Crackdown in the fact that there's so many little orbs and things all over that once you learn new abilities, you can get to different parts of the map. So it's endlessly fun. It's super addictive because the combat's really fun and frenetic and, yeah, a little button mashy, but also, like, just amazing. Like, it's like the most intense Ys game has ever been when it comes to combat. And then there's these cool gifts that they added. Like, each of these new characters you meet gives you these special talents. The other thing of note is that, similar to 8, which you didn't play, but there's these kind of tower defense sections, which I kind of got bored with in 8. But in 9, they explain it, why it's called Monstrum, is because there's, or it's called Monstrum Nox, because there's this other world that is living parallel to the city you're in. And that's called the Grimworld Nox or something. And you go in there and you fight demons. There's other games that do that, right? Where you go into a demon world and come back to the real world.
Oh, sure. I can't list them off, but I know that I've done that 1,000 times, for sure.
Right. But this one, like, always stays. Like, the whole game, it's going to be there. So you jump into that world and fight demons and stuff like that. So lots of times you jump into these little portals to fight monsters. You will be also defending things. So it adds that kind of tower defense, too, which is actually really fun. Like, it really does kind of break up the combat. You're not just going and killing monsters. You're, like, killing monsters and defending things and setting up decoys. And it really kind of, changes the combat up. Overall, really fun story. It talks about, like, lower income class people in a place called Shantytown. So it actually gets a little, I don't want to say political, but, like, it talks about the differences in wealth, which is fun and, poignant. And it's really fucking good. Like, it's my favorite Ys game, and I love that they talk about the old games in it.
Wow. Well, if saying it's your favorite is big, because I know that you're a big fan of the series overall, and I feel like you enjoy many of them. You have a lot of good things to say about most of them, but if this is your favorite one so far, that really must be something.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are my favorite in the nostalgic vibe, right? Because they're the ones I started with. But if anybody who's played action RPGs or Ys games specifically, this is them finding what they wanted to do the whole time. Like, I think Ys 8 was close to it, and Ys 9 is they distilled their combat, they distilled the turn-based stuff, the tower defense stuff, and they put it all together. And they even referenced their old games. So, you know what I mean? It's like the complete edition. It's like, yep, there it is. That's what Ys is.
Huh. That sounds like a pretty glowing recommendation for you. Now, let me ask you one thing. We're almost out of time on the show here, but I do want to ask you one question. So let's say that somebody's listening to this podcast. We have a lot of really great, smart, beautiful, handsome listeners out there. And if they're listening to you, wax poetic about this game, and they're like, maybe this is the game for me. This kind of sounds fun. I like what Carlos is saying. If they have not touched an Ys game ever, like, I know for a fact there's a ton of people who, number one, don't even know what Ys is, and number two, have never played an Ys game. Would this be a good place for them to jump in? Like, would you really be missing a lot if you didn't get those little references? Or do you feel like you have to kind of be a series fan to get the most out of this one?
Yeah, great question. You don't. I would say that if you liked what I just said, you would like Ys 8 a lot. Ys 8 is very, very good. I think Ys 9's better and introduces more new mechanics. And if you played 8 first, you would get some of the in-jokes, but you don't need to get the in-jokes. Like, they're so few and far between, right? This is a brand new story, and you're still a brand new Adol. So, yeah, you don't need to play any other ones.
Perfect. That was exactly my question, because if you can approach this just like a brand new game and you don't need all the backstory, I think that's a great place. And you're saying with all the gameplay refinements and improvements, I mean, maybe this is a good in for a lot of people, but, you can't ask people to do, like, not 8 games worth of homework before you come to play something. So you feel like if anybody came to this cold, there'd be enough standalone story that they can enjoy the whole game without feeling that you're constantly missing something.
100%. But I would also say the caveat asterisk is if you have time, and we all have time because we're all stuck at home, and you want RPGs, you could play 8 and 9 together, and that'd be awesome. Like that'd be, you know what I mean? Like it would really it just give it that extra little something. But you don't need to, and it's fucking
Excellent.
great.
And tell us real quick, is this PS4 running on PS5?
Yes, PS4 running on PS5. Yeah, I don't think there's a PS5 version for it. Yeah. By the way, the graphics I didn't even mention, they're kind of old school, you know? They're like, don't expect, even PS4 Pro. It's not that. It looks just kind of very similar to Ys 8's graphics.
That seems to be a theme this episode. Don't be too worried about the graphics this episode.
Yeah, but that game is so fucking good, dude. I'm telling you. I love it.
All right. Straight from the mouth of Carlos. We have it there, folks. And that is where we're going to leave it. That is the show for today. Got to get out of here. Got to have me some pizza right after this. I am starving. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to do that to you. But before we go, send us your questions and comments. I forgot to check the email box this time. I apologize for that. I will check it before the next show. But keep sending us your messages, thoughts, comments, whatever. SoVideoGamesPodcast@gmail.com. We are on Twitter @SoVideoGames. But we are also available on the social media individually. Carlos, where do you want people to find you this week? All right, excellent. As for me, same as usual, Twitter and Instagram, BradGallaway. And that is going to do it for episode 218. Thank you again, folks, for joining us here on the So Video Games Podcast. And we will be back before you know it. But in the meantime, this is Bye from Brad. The medium. Not the large, not the small. The medium. Yep.